All right, good evening, everybody. Those of you joining us in Monrovia, we say good evening. Welcome to Liberia Shah in the Rise. And this is those of you joining us from the US, we say good afternoon to you. Welcome to our Sunday afternoon program. And today we are going to be talking about, just having a fun discussion. You're nothing serious, table talk. This is where we come in and we pick on a topic that we are interested in Liberia, and we just have fun with that topic. And so today, though, we are going to be talking about something that happened last week. Last weekend, December 6th. I want to say it was a day to remember in Monrovia. December 6th, a day to remember in Monrovia. We had I want to call it a homecoming. I think that's what it was. In Monrovia, they had a homecoming for the Unity Party. They were having a blast. And those of you again joining us from Monrovia, I know you're joining us on YouTube or Facebook, and you will be connected to each of our platforms. And definitely, we are going to be having a fun discussion. But in the meantime, though, we're going to do something here really quick. I'm going to go ahead and just play a real quick song. And after that song, man, we'll come back and we'll get this show on the road. So stay tuned and let's have
Oh, hail Liberia, hail. Oh, hail Liberia, hail. This glorious land of liberty shall long be out. The new name, great be her fame, and mighty be her powers. Oh, hail, oh, hail, oh, hail, oh, hail, the Lone Star forever. Oh, hail, Liberia, oh, hail, Liberia, hail. In union strong, success is sure. We cannot fail. We've got up above our eyes to prove we will, yeah, prevail. Oh, hail Liberia, oh, hail. Ooh, yeah. Oh, hail, the Lone Star forever. Hey, in union strong, success assured. We gotta love one another, pull together, 'cause this glorious land shall long be ours.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast. Again, this is Augustin Sharif. I'm here with my good friend Steven Keller. And Dr. Keller, how you doing, boss?
Man, that's a positive. You don't really you, you, you won't comment that positive, or you won't comment that killer,
You gotta keep sticking the doctor thing on you guys until it comes to reality. So
all right. I'm gonna work towards it now. So, but anyway, thank you for inviting me to your show. I'm excited to be here. Can you hear me?
yeah, I'm hearing you loud and clear. Loud and
Okay,
clear.
cool. Cool. Yeah, but I'm interested. I'm really, really excited to have this discussion. This, like I was telling you outside, I said the Unity Party is being innovative. You know, they're trying to do something different than any other political party have done. So I know you didn't agree with me, but I'm gonna stick to what I said. So I'm not running for office for the Unity Party, just so you know. So I'm not.
I mean, as far as I know, I invited at least two Unity Party echelon
Mhm.
invited them to come and join the discussion so we can get the show going. But you know what? They are having fun with their content meet today, so everybody turn me down.
Yeah,
So
the second ambassador playing. Actually, they called me as international player, but I couldn't go, man. My Oman side, I had to go represent my Oman side, so, but I couldn't go because I had other obligations, so I couldn't go represent the ambassador. But
you know what? I gotta
yeah,
say, I see why we get along so well. Because
mhm.
when it comes down to it, Grand Bassa is for something Grand Buchanan. This is where I grew up, and so you know what, my heart is in Grand Bassa. So we'll see what happened this year when they come to me.
Yeah, definitely next year I'm going. I'm scrubbing my boot right now. I start washing it, start cleaning it, so I can go get ready to play next year for Grand Bassa. It won't be small.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see. But today, I think my understanding is based on what my good friend Mo Ali told me. I think Grand Bassa is playing Grand Cape Mount, so that's why he couldn't join the show today. But look,
Okay.
we want to talk a little bit about just the Unity Party. I know you have your own take on it, and you really feel like it is innovation. And I have a different take on it. Look, I am against no political party for having their homecoming. But I want to start with the whole essence of the homecoming, right? When I look at the homecoming thing, I still see there was a bigger agenda behind it. And my
Mm.
good friends in the Unity Party, most of them did not deny it. Some of them they deny it. But what was your whole take on the homecoming, the whole process?
Well, I think it's a good thing that a political party in the middle of their effort to make the country better after the one election, right? After a while, they need to come back to their supporters and say, "Hey, this is where we are going." So, in my mind, if that was their intent, then I think it was a beautiful thing because somebody have to call the people that voted for you guys, the people that make you guys to be where you are, to say, "Hey, we've got elected in 2 years. This is where we're taking the country, right? This is where we are now, and this is our plan for the country." So instead of you walking away thinking that we're not doing anything, these are the things that we are doing, and some of these things will take a while to go to fruition. So you will not see the benefit now, but in 2, 3 years, you guys will. And I think that's where most of our political parties fail. We don't tell our supporters what we are doing for the country. So we wait till the next election before we start acting. You understand? And I think if the Unity Party is starting a trend of being a solid party in Liberia, like we usually said, the parties in Liberia are usually rally around one person. Once that person's name is off the ballot, then the party doesn't exist anymore. You understand? So if the Unity Party is trying to do something to stay in Liberia for a longer time, I think this is a good idea. You understand? And I hope I didn't watch the whole thing, but I hope that message to their followers was, hey, we won the election, we've been acting, we've been rescuing the country since we took office, and this is where we are now. This is what we want y'all to know, and this is how we're doing it. We want y'all to stay on board. Jobs will come for y'all. We're creating opportunities for y'all. Y'all will get opportunity, and I hope that was their message to their people. If that wasn't the message, then I think and I have the image on the screen here. I can show you. The turnout was great, though. The turnout was great from what I'm seeing from just a Facebook clip I found. The turnout was great. So the people that went there, to me, what was their purpose? Are they benefiting already, or they were just there in hope of benefiting in the future? So I'll let you go from there. I can't hear you, man. What, you muted yourself? Yeah.
I was sorry about that. I was saying, I think that is you're making some good point, but I'll be very careful how you use that word that start with the letter R. That rescue thing. I'll be careful with.
So let me ask you now. Why should I be careful with the word rescue? So you tell me now. Let me hear your point. You know,
Well, this is what I want to say with the rescue thing. You know, not too many people feel good that the rescue train is still moving. Not too many people actually feel the train. People feel like they have come to a stop still. They feel like they have not really gone anywhere. So that rescue mission, people say if we even started, that's just the pulse of the nation. When you look at the interviews that people are taking, whether it's the Weather Market boys or whether it is the Yana boys or whether the people that are selling a red light or Waterside, everybody kind of feel they're not feeling this rescue right now. They are not feeling this rescue, and because they are not feeling the rescue, they actually that is why I would say, look, let's be very careful how we say the rescue thing because people have not really felt the rescue. Um, but that is just that
so
is just
let me just respond to that thing right now. When you're going to rescue people, you understand? If you watch Rambo, if you watch Rambo, Invasion or Chuck Norris Invasion USA or any of those stuff, you will see that you have to take out the bad people first before you go and rescue the people that you're going to rescue. So there will be struggle. You're fed along the way. So I think a rescue train right now is kicking out the bad people, right? It's been knocking out the bad people. So eventually, before that savior of yours comes to you, something got to happen along the way. So if you
so
look at
how long do you need? Do you need 2 years, bro? Do you need 2 years to get
eventually, because again, you got to take out the bad people, and you don't know what kind of defense those people have in place first. So, or like they said before, we are government left, they kind of they wipe out the account, right? So
yeah?
if they needed to find the money to start doing things, to start paying teachers, to start doing all those things, they had to find money, right? Oh, you still muted, Sheriff? Okay. Yeah, so they had to find money. They had to find resources to start keeping the train going. To even buy gas for the train, they needed, right? They needed to find money.
See, I got to say this to you.
Uh-huh.
Look at you. Look at you. When I look at your face, my man, you're looking fresh today. And look at that Gucci sweater you're wearing. That
Okay.
thing looks good. So it's easy for you to kind of say the rescue train is moving. But look, our beginning are setting a little Tonga flat down other side. You just say you used to hustle in Monrovia, so I know you know what I'm talking about. And my man, if you say, let me say you one thing, okay, that really kind of upset people a little bit. You say you want to bring the US rate down. We all clap for you. Good job. Bring the US rate down. We like it. We like it because that way it will put a little bit more value on our local currency. But when you bring one down and the prices of goods and services still high, this is where the everyday people benefit, my brother. If you can make a bag of rice $10, man, because you brought prices of US now, then I can say, man, the rescue train is in gear number one. Because my man, once you can take care of our people, I'm not saying Liberians are just gullible, they want food, but once you can take care of our people, my brother, where you make the everyday commodity affordable for the people, my man, they will vote for you every year.
All right.
But we're crying. And so how can we say we rescue 2 years to remove the bad guy?
So Sharivo, we like we always go back to rest, and let's go back to rest, right? We always go back to rest to judge our leaders, and there's rest benchmark. We have to find something else to be our benchmark. Right? We have to find something else to be our benchmark, because when judge all our leaders on rights, then we already making them fail. So the puppet first when the president
let me say that this is you and myself fight today. Today part of the show that me and you. But let me tell you the reason we got to bring the rest business in. Every time, let's say for example, when the siren blows and you hear woo 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 woo, and you got 50 different cars passing, we all got to stand up to wait for that car to pass. You know what the people say in the crowd?
No.
I will eat.
Yeah.
I will eat. So the people always thinking Christmas. This is Christmas season, my brother. Okay, forget it. Let's say Dagoon. Let's say a jacket. Whatever it is, our staple food. We always talk about rice because that's our staple food. If you can make that affordable for the people, hey, my brother.
All right. So, shall we? You ever planted rice?
My man, I grew up in the village, Stephen. I said I
Okay.
grew up in number 4 district, man, by
All right. So
we made rice farm.
to plant rice, what do you have to do? You have to cut the trees. Hmm?
Yeah,
You have to cut.
you even know. Let me tell you, you got to brush it first, and you know the people used to have cooperative. So everybody, all the men in the village, they would take one day. They go to Sheriff Farm, and we will brush it clean, remove all the shrub, brush it clean, and then next week we go to Stephen Keller Farm. We brush it clean, and then there's a season for us to knock the big trees down. Then we're ready for burning the ground, making sure. But yeah, anyway, go ahead. I hear you.
Yeah, so I was going over you the first thing to bring rice prices down. You know, supply and demand. If we have my little economy at land, economists out there, forgive me. Supply and demand, right?
You're doing great. That's exactly what you're doing, bro. You're doing great.
So supply and demand. So basically, we if we have a less supply of rice in Liberia, definitely the price will go up, right? So if we have more supply of rice, the price will come down. So the question Liberians have to ask themselves, what is the rescue team doing to bring the prices of rice down?
My
From
brother, you already answered my question because that one is that your rescue tree now supposed to be working on that.
yeah, so okay, let me start with
You must say here, and when gas prices go up, who we look to? We look at the government and say,
look at the government, but so the government need to sell what they are doing. That's why I went back to I will go back to the beginning of what I said, right? When the president brought the yellow machines, everybody was complaining. They were saying the president didn't get permission from the Senate. They didn't get permission from here to get a yellow machine. All right, the yellow machine, if it was meant to make roads, why if some of those machines were meant to help to pave the road to farmlands so that people can quickly get their rice to the road, right? If that yellow machine was meant to pave roads to farmlands, and we took almost 6 months to complain. Everywhere you pass on the internet, our yellow machine, our yellow machine, our yellow machine. But the question I will ask Liberians, how many Liberians could operate that yellow machine? Right, so we don't have the manpower, like the skill. We don't have the skilled labor. So the yellow machine was sat there for 3 to 4 months just for them to train people to drive those yellow machines. Right, so you're talking about 2 years now. If we're breaking that whole 2 years down to grow rice, it takes I think 3 to 6 months, depending on what you plant. Right, so if we were just taking that yellow machine being in Liberia, okay, we had to pave the roads, but we never had people that knew how to drive the yellow machine. So we had to send them for training to learn. So between 3 to 6 months, they learn how to drive the yellow machine. Now we have to now decide where they're going to go, where are the most urgent need for roads for us, for our farmers to bring that right to the farm. So they decide on that, then they start paving the road. Okay. Then when they start paving the road now, they start making people start trying to bring that rights to the public. But then you don't have a lot of companies out there like you and myself or other people to say, oh, when they bring that rice to the market, we can clean that rice and make it ready for the market. We don't have that a lot. So everybody like their work clean. They like the parboiled rice. They like the clean wet rice. You carry the country right to a lot of people. A lot of people don't even like to cook. The process of cooking the country rice is hard, so we have to figure out how to make it easy to cook. You understand? If somebody gapping already, then they want to take 2-3 hours to cook, right? No. So those are the things that if the rescue mission can explain something like this to the people and say these are the things that we're doing, but it will take time for that farm that will cut down the price of rice to happen. But in the meantime, we went to Malaysia, we negotiated, and now you have rice. Yeah, we'll have more supply, open the rice market to multiple people, because some of the things that happened in the past was monopoly, one person having the ability to import rice. You understand? So the fact that if only one person have the ability to import rice, everybody else have to go through that person, then it become a problem. So how open is the import market for rice to come to Liberia? So those are
Stephen, you know, and I appreciate it. And I think basically those are all my points you're making for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is the responsibility of governments to make sure that its people, I'm not saying government doing everything, but government is responsible for certain things for its people, right? So that when you're talking about, you know, the whole idea of the monopoly, when one person just selling the whole, maybe one Lebanese man bringing rice to Liberia, it isn't that the place of the government to actually step up to say, whoa, no, this is not something. You know, that's why you got commerce ministry, you got all these other people to be like, no, monopoly is not good for the people. Right now, I see myself sit here. Netflix is actually in negotiation to buy Warner Brothers, the
Yeah,
movie. You
yeah.
know, you know, and even the president add his voice to it. President said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, that's a bad thing because it will only cause the prices of services when it
To
comes to
go up.
streaming and all of those to go up." So
Mhm.
what I'm saying here, you know, if the rescue government step in and said, no, this rice importation, we have to make sure that it is not just Sahih brother that can just bring rice to the country. We have to have Pastor Bar. We have to have all of these other people bringing rice in the country. We got to bring all of these different people, and the prices of goods and services, the scarcity will not be high. But
Mhm.
if the government does nothing, that one Lebanese man will continue to control the market. And when he
Yeah.
brings it, he will sell just like you said in the basic economy, right? When he brings it, he can sell it $25 or $30. People will have no choice. They will complain, but they will still
Say
buy.
$30, $50, he can put whatever price on it and nobody will question it because
But
that's he's the only one. So you just said something, right? You mentioned somebody in my neighborhood that doing rice in Liberia, which is a great thing, right? But Sharif, the question here is that person you just spoke about, the pastor you just spoke about, he got his license to sell rice in Liberia. How
mhm,
easy, right? The question here to the rescue team is how easy it is for somebody to get a license to import rice in Liberia, right?
yeah,
That's the first thing. Those are the things that they should make easy so that it would take me 1 week. Let's say I went to Liberia to visit and I said, oh, let me look into this import thing for me to get a license to import rice in Liberia. How easy it is for me to do it, right? Or Yakpaulo or somebody out there. How easy it is for them to do. I need to know anybody, right?
yeah,
How much money or how much bribe do I have to pay, right?
yeah.
So all those things have to be put in place. And like I'm saying, if
But see,
this
you gotta take it 2 years to put it in place. I mean,
yeah,
I'm
but
just that's what I'm
it
that's
take
what
time.
I'm
If
careful to
the
use the
system is
rescue.
broken, it take time to fix it, right? So
Okay.
I think the United Party have a big case in their hand. They have work to do. Whatever they are doing, if they are on the right track, they need to tell the people. And whether it's the United Party or the ANC, Liberian political party have to get into the business of advertising or promoting their work. Because if you just win election and you say, oh, I'm doing my thing in the background, and we see 10 cars in our convoy, or we'll say, oh, they put eating our money. Why the president need 10 cars, right? To bring him to work. Why the president need 10 cars, right?
Mm.
Or when you fly into the UN, how you got the Security General, as the General Assembly conference, right? Why do you need 20 people on your delegate or 50 people on your delegate to go, right? So all those questions, when people start asking it and you guys can give any answer, but then the economy is still, people still struggling to buy simple things like rice, and that's a problem. Or even the government itself, I know like America at times will pump money into the economy for certain things. They will buy up certain things in order for the economy to get a boost, right? So the Liberian government need to do it at some point. If rice is being imported by 1 or 2 person, and the government say, all right, this guy is importing rice, he's bringing 10,000 bags of rice every month, and the people need over 100,000 bags of rice, the Liberian government will subsidize, will buy rice and sell it wholesale to certain businesses, right? So the government can pump in money, go to places like Malaysia, wherever we can get rice, India, wherever we can get rice from, and then put more rice in the market. Once the prices are coming down, then we can start doing our background work to grow our own rice over time. Because I don't think we should be buying rice from anywhere as a country. You understand? We shouldn't be buying rice. But in the meantime, before the people overthrow you for rice again, we need to yeah.
But you know, no, I think you make some good points. So we have not even got to the meat of our discussion
No,
today.
I want us to get to the meat. You can
We're
just be
about to get to the meat of the discussion, which is the homecoming. Look,
yeah.
look. I know you said this is a good thing because, but I would just kind of highlight some of the things that they had intended to say in that homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
That homecoming, they actually had a theme for it, right? And the theme for the homecoming was positioning the Unity Party for long-term political vibrancy,
Mm-hmm.
policy reform, infrastructure development, and membership drive. Okay. So they have four key areas that they want to look. They want to kind of look at They want to position themselves for long-term political vibrancy. This is
Mhm.
something you and myself have talked about in South Lucia. We've talked about this before. One of the things that we have actually come to find, political parties in Liberia, unfortunately, they do not run as institution. They run as a one-man show most of the time. And that is why today, though, again, we can talk freely here. Nobody here want any political party in Liberia that I know. And that is why today, even though President Weah had said that he would not run again for office when he lost the election, he said that in his church, our Foklikon church, that he does not intend to run again in 2029. But because the CDC and the partisans of the CDC, they have no one else that they can go to. It is not an institution. It was just the CDC was Mr. Weir. And so when Mr. Weir say I'm not running, everybody else in the CDC, they start freaking out, including some of the top brass in CDC. They all start freaking out and they're forcing Weir now to get back in position. They're literally twisting his arm, and it is likely that he's going to run. Because without Mr. Weir, the CDC is not vibrant. Nobody cares for them. And so basically that's what I mean when I say in Liberia, political parties, they are just like a name, one man show. Right
Mhm.
now, when you talk about Unity Party, that's why they want to change the direction. And that was one of the reasons for the homecoming. They want to change the direction. They want to position this party to be a long-term kind of party. Now,
Mhm.
when Waka gone, then there's nobody else,
Yeah.
or when Ellen gone, there's no one else. I mean, when Ellen Johnson used to leave Blair, I mean, see how struggle they struggle. They struggle. And it was infighting, what, and so political parties have to be institutionalized. They have to be an institution. So that way, when one person gone, just the way political parties run here, brother. When
Mhm.
when Trump is gone tomorrow, I mean, there will be they already know who they want to bring for the next election cycle.
Yeah,
Whether
yeah,
it's Vance, whether it's another Republican or senator, they already know.
yeah.
No, so the institution will continue. It's not going to collapse. But we don't have that in Liberia. We have one man show. Right now, when you say ANC, everybody say Alexander Cummings. What happens if Alexander Cummings is not there? So that was the reasons. That was one of the things that the Unity Party had intended to do with this homecoming. Do you think they achieved that goal? Because from what you saw the speech, you saw.
Yes. Again, so like I said in the beginning, I think they achieved kind of their purpose a little bit, right?
Okay, okay.
Because just having a how you call it, a homecoming doesn't
Mhm.
mean you have a plan, right? So my question to the leadership is, what is our plan to say right now the United Party not only going to focus on the presidency, we're going to focus on every office that can be ran for in Liberia and get and train our people and come up with a team that will be ready to take those places. And the
Mhm.
Unity Party have to have a manifesto that everybody that take office have to follow that manifesto, and this is what we're going to use to run to keep improving the country. You understand? Because Sharif, to be honest, not that I'm a fan of the Unity Party or any other party, but we need a system in order for Liberia to develop, in order for Liberia to rise. We keep talking about it over and over on this show. So in a way, I can say I would just brag that the Unity Party listened to us, right? Because we had that show and say every political party should try to build a system. So the fact that they're thinking ahead of time and say, hey, we're going to try to start recruiting 4 years before the election, that's a brilliant idea. You understand? So how do they make this to work? That's a question we should ask ourselves, or they should be asking themselves.
But
Or the,
do you think this homecoming that they just had last weekend, December 6th, do
Mhm.
you think it did anything to move the needle? Just one dot to say now we can be vibrant. If God forbid Joseph Walker fall down today and die, who are they going to run to? Is it Jeremiah Cohn, or is it who are they going to? Do they
I
have
don't
a
know.
system in place that they can continue? I mean, my example is stupid anyway, but if he falls today, automatically it will be Jeremiah Cohn. So let's
Mhm.
just clear that one because he's the vice.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
after that, come 2029, do they have people that they can look at and say, man, this guy is the star in the party? We can definitely, is it going to be more Ali? Is it going to be, who is it going to be in the Unity
No,
Party?
but
That they
the,
can
the, que- the question is,
Mhm.
even I heard the vice president talking one time, and you know, when the current president, when he was a vice president, he said he was a sitting race car, right? Somebody was interviewing the current vice president. He said every vice president is a sitting race car. You understand? Every vice president, because so it depends how much promotion the Unity Party is giving this current vice president, right? To even become the stand-up bearer, if our current president say he's not running again, that is not possible. So the question here is, are they sitting there to say, all right, if the president cannot go, the vice president will be the one to lead the party? Are they even discussing that within themselves, or they already, since they have their own teams, are they already silently picking somebody outside of this vice president? You understand? So once you do that, then people start saying this is not unity, right? So whether you like the person next in line or not, if the party have a structure, that's the structure that is followed. So they have to have that on their books and say, no matter what, when the president is no longer in place, the next person that follow is the vice president. So the next election will be the vice president, right? Then somebody else is already appointed to go after that person. If they don't have those rules in place, and they say, all right, because Jeremiah Kuhn is the vice president, if the whole United Party don't like him, right? And because I don't know the politics in Liberia too well, because I try not to go into it, but you guys know, right? Jeremiah Kuhn, if he wasn't like a bona fide Unity Party member, and they just brought him just to win Nima County, right? And now they won Nima County, and they not put him down as a park race car. Jeremiah Kuhn was not going to be happy enough to even support the next person that become the stand-up bearer for the party. You understand? So if they decide to say we're not going to choose Jeremiah Kuhn and we choose somebody else, eventually he's gonna do what he can in Nima to take the Nimayans away from the Unity Party. You
But
understand?
the thing is, it's not automatic. It's not. I mean, every political party can do exactly what they want to do anyway. We have seen precedents where they don't even support their vice president.
Ellen Johnson said, "He don't be scared. Oh, not do nothing to you."
No. I mean, I'm not even going. I'm not even thinking about Liberia, right? I mean,
Yeah.
she's my Oma. She myself, we go way back.
You're cool like that.
But basically, I'm not even going with Liberia, right? I'm talking about right here in the country where you and myself live. I mean, when Obama was in office, his vice president was Joe Biden.
Joe Biden,
Joe Biden could have been supported by Obama, but Obama chose not to support Joe Biden, and he supported Hillary Clinton that particular year.
Again, it's based on the leadership, right? It's based on what the leadership of the party decide, right?
Yeah, but that's why when you have institution, that's what I'm saying. And that was one of the goals for this homecoming. They wanted to make the Unity Party an institution, like a vibrant organization. Because look, at that particular year when Obama got through, it could have been Hillary Clinton, it could have been any of the other people that were lining up. The party was so unified that anybody could have gone. They have qualified people waiting in line.
Yeah.
But he chose to go with Hillary Clinton. Of course, we know the story. She lost. But what I'm saying is the same thing. It does not have to be one man show. Political parties in Liberia have to get to the systematic place of doing things, like you said, that the organization can be so overflowing. You can look in that organization and say, man, 10 people from that organization, one of them can be a president. Among that 10, somebody can be a vice. Among this 50, we can win senatorial election, representative election, all of those things. So that is what an institution does. You don't just wait until you say, okay. So I think I gave them credit for thinking about it and trying to say, look, let's make our political party vibrant. Let's make it to be relevant so that tomorrow, if one name drop, another name will be recognized.
And Sherry, just to that point though, there's a good and there's a great opportunity for Liberia if that happens, but there's also a danger, right?
Okay.
There's also a danger because you will find that, let's say the United Party put their structure together and the United Party decide to be the most corrupt party in Liberia, right? Then that means corruption will be at every level, right? But if they put in a system of corruption free, like if in our manifesto, when you steal, we put you to jail, we fire you, we get rid of you, right?
You
Once
know,
once
no,
they define
go
all
ahead.
that in their manifesto in the beginning and say this is what the United Party stand for: integrity, development, and putting Liberia first, right? Like the president said, putting Liberia first. If that's what they stand for, and then they bring people on board that are for the same purpose, then it's a good thing for any party that kind of get their act together and they can win offices all around the country. Right, but if it's not the case and it's just a bunch of corrupt people that win office, and then they have this structure where they have a system to get elected, then it's bad for Liberia, because then we'll continuously go down. So that's just my fear.
So
But
that leads us into the second point. That is a very good way to segue into the second reason why they wanted to do this homecoming.
mhm,
And that it was because they wanted to do something called policy reform. First, you
mhm,
make the political party vibrant, then you have policy reform. So that policy reform you're looking at, that policy it can apply to any part of the governmental agencies. It can apply to the higher offices, the lower offices, the everyday people. And so they want to do something like policy reform. But that policy reform could also be something within their own party, their own political party.
mhm,
And so that would speak to what you were just saying. Within the Unity Party, we want to set strict policy that is going to be a one strike, you out kind of organization. If
mhm,
that kind of policy they want to put in place. So today, when Sharif get in power, and Sharif is the managing director for Freeport, and you find out that Sharif is corrupt, you get him out.
yeah.
You get him out and you
No
bring
matter
someone,
who he is in the party, yeah.
no matter who he is, you take him out. And and I gotta say though, from the very beginning, the president started doing some things. Now, whether some of the firing were justified, that's left for debate. But when it came to the situation with Amin Modab, right, the former commerce minister there, when it came to that, and all of the stories are going around that he was cahooing with the Liberian Revenue Agency, all of that, the president took him out of the office.
Mhm,
And this guy was a very prominent person in the party,
yeah,
but the
yeah.
president took him out. And
Mhm,
I respected that. I said, okay, well, so when I look at that, this is what I'm saying. That is what policy reform should be. Don't
mhm,
go with the same policy that have been there years after years, the policy on the book, but nobody is actually following it. But we just have it on the book just because we need policies. So
yeah.
policy reform is another reason why they wanted to do this homecoming. Now,
Mhm,
whether they achieve that, that is left for future debate, because we can definitely look. They just got their homecoming, so we'll not see anything until maybe 6 months or 2 years from now. Like you said, they
yeah.
need 2 years to get rid of the bad guys.
Yeah, yeah. So again, on the policy reform, I think if they are even thinking about that, that's a good idea. But we need to see some other things and read it. And if we go to the United Party website, that's what I'm saying. Our website is our public, how you call it, public information, where people should see what we're doing as a party, where people should know what we're doing as a party. But I bet you, if we open that thing up, the last time the website may have gotten updated was the election. You understand?
Mhm.
So, and then everything on there says Bwaka, 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 Bwaka. So that is a side thing. So these things, as they do the update, they need to put it out there so the public can view it and know what is going on. And then their supporters can say, hey, when I'm talking about Unity Party, this is our manifesto. This is what we stand for. We're going to stop corruption. We're going to make sure that any teacher caught taking bribe, we're going to, all those stuff, we'll put in those policies. And any of our member caught stealing, we're going to fire them. And I see the president example. So the president even lists the people that he fired. The reason he fired them, I think we talked about that the last time, right? Where the president need to state the reason he fired these people, so that the public can know that he just didn't do it out of malice for that person, right? Because even though he, the chief executive, he have the power to do it, I don't think he's just fire people on by will, right?
Yeah,
So if
wait,
he's fire,
wait a minute. Your president here can tell people why he fired him. Yeah, president.
and Sapolos just say, man, I compare America to Liberia, right?
Your president can just wake up one morning and say because you go on Facebook and talk about I'll fire you.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, again, so going back to this, right? I think if the Unity Party mean well, that structure, once they create that structure, it needs to be in place. And I want to add something, and I'll mess up your flow a little bit. But the Unity Party, they said they invited the Liberty Party, and the Liberty Party turned them down, right? So even as a party, your policy, does it say, what does it say about collaboration? When you collaborate with people, what promises do you keep when you decide to collaborate with people? So all those things have to be put in writing, so that going forward, when the next election is happening and you have a tie, you already have people in your pocket to work with. But if you disrespecting people because you're in office now, or you bypassing your respect, like my Pekin used to say, because you're in office, because you get all the power now, then it's not a fair thing.
All right. And another thing they wanted to do, okay, now we talk about policy reform. Again, like I said, most of these things we'll not know until, after the bad guys are gone, to use your word. But another thing they wanted to do for this, with this homecoming, they wanted to use this homecoming for to kind of highlight, infrastructural development. Hey, my people, they won, they won road. They won road from Roberts International Airport to
Tomorrow.
Monrovia. Man, this one road, 3 administrations have picked it up. And these administrations are not just staying there for 2 years. The one in the middle stayed there for 6 years. But the first one stayed there for what? How long? It was 12 years. Okay. That one road finished. The one that came and stayed there for 6 years. That was a big project. They were just saying, look, what we doing with the route field? We got 4-lane road. They didn't finish it. And then you have this other administration. This administration is still working on this one road. Every time, last time I spoke with someone in Liberia regarding this role, who is in the Unity Party, they said, my man, it's rainy season. Rainy season, we can't do anything in our country. But I do get it. I get the whole thing they're saying. But my thing is, how long are we going to continue to just work on this one thing? And now they're sitting trying to build this overhead bridge, connectivity road from Congo town on the other side. Look, infrastructure development is a big deal. But what I would like to see done, Stephen, I'm not asking you to go and build me Dubai. I'm not saying to turn Monrovia into Dubai and just turn it, like, make a whole desert to turn into an oasis. That's not what I'm asking for. But what I'm asking for, though, when it comes to infrastructure, the ones that we already have that are still in good standing, that are still relevant, can we make those better make them to be effective and functional for the people? Let's take JFK. I will always go to healthcare first. Let's go to JFK. If we take JFK and say, look, this is a renowned hospital, it used to be. Let us take this hospital and let us redo it, and let's fix it and modernize it and have equipment and turn this place into a hospital instead of a death trap. My brother, I think we got something. We got something going. And then we go to Grand Bassa. When you look at Grand Bassa Government Hospital, when I was growing up there, that's what they used to call it. The government hospital in Grand Bassa, they used to be a nice facility. They can go back and fix up those facilities. Go to Bon County, fix up those places. And can you work with that instead of saying, I want to start from scratch and move to the top? Because that's what it did. They're still doing. I'm not looking for something new. So when it comes to infrastructure, can you work with the one you have and make it better, functional for the people to use?
I would agree with you, but for someone like me who like changing all the time, right? For someone like me who like changing all the time, I would say I don't agree with you on that one, right?
Okay.
I think if you look at it from an engineering perspective or from a traffic control perspective, the question we should ask ourselves is the road or the overhead bridge that they are building, how much traffic reduction would it lead to? That's the first question, right? If that overhead bridge is not being put there to reduce traffic, then it's a waste of money, You understand? So that's the first question. So once that question can be asked, answered by the labor, meaning how you call it, the lands and mine or whichever entity that handle public works, right? If it's public work, if they can answer that question, is when we install this bridge, it's going to save 10,000 cars from passing to this one intersection, right? Then that's a good thing. But if they just put in another bridge that leads to nowhere, that lead if that bridge cross over, then it cause another bunch of traffic at the end, then it's not a worthwhile project. So that's what I would look at first. Then the second thing I would look at is, all right, all the other infrastructure you are talking about, it's a good idea for us to enhance those infrastructure, right? So let's say instead of building a bridge, why if we look at what the other leaders were doing, what other role can we create to create another path to Monrovia instead of these two major ways that we have to get to Monrovia or to get to the capital city, right? And then also, should we look into in the future moving our capital somewhere else, since this little island, right? When the settlers were coming, there were only 100 of them, I can see, right? 100 of them, so they got a little land and you laughing at me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they got a little land, right? And they came up with a little design to make that thing work, right? But now we have the place is overpopulated, Sherry, right? It's overpopulated. So at some point, some leader need to be brave enough and say, hey, we have too much traffic in here. This is a race for disease and all those stuff. So we're going to try to extend our city to somewhere else. Egypt is doing it. Ghana is doing it also. Ghana had just announced they're building a new capital. They're building a new city somewhere else. You understand? So Liberia have to start thinking about those things. And if that's those kind of decisions they're making, I will be happy with it. But if you're just building a bridge and that bridge, let's say, for example, I know where the bridge is coming from, right? So if that bridge just pass over the ministerial complex and fall down on that road that go to the bypass, how you call it, Congotan bypass there, then it's a waste of time because you will cause a whole lot of other traffic right there. You understand? So,
Man, I want you to call your engineering friend. We had him on the show before. The guy was working in Dubai or something. And so, but here's the thing. I just used the bridge as an example, right? Because when we talk about infrastructure development, there's so much that can be done in the country. And that is why I'm saying we focus on the ones that we have, expand it and make it better.
yeah.
And Stephen, I don't know if I know you visited Liberia recently, but if you go to JFK, it'll break your heart, man. It will break your heart. You will say, man, I can't even bring my children here to country. When you go to Liberia and you get, God forbid, something happening, your first thought is not, oh, let me go to JFK. No, you're not going to be thinking that. You're probably going to be looking for a private clinic or private hospital in Monrovia, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So if you can take that hospital that everybody knows, and you definitely look, and Stephen, you don't even have to spend too much money. Look, I talked to someone who is actually on the medical board at JFK, and I was telling this person, I said, look, the person whose district that hospital falls in, that person is missing such a great opportunity, and the representative in that district, if you know yourself, just listen to this little advice I come and give you, free. What you have to do with that hospital is in your district, you definitely call the John F. Kennedy Foundation. You look at the foundation here in the United States. That hospital is a memorial. It was named after a president here in the United States. You reach out to that foundation and say, look, maybe they don't even know that you exist.
Yeah.
They don't even know nothing about you, but you reach out to the foundation and say, look, I'm the representative for this district in Montserrat County, and this hospital was built back in the 40s. So I don't know. I can't tell you when it was built, so I don't know. But this hospital was built. I'm just trying to did that. It was built back in the 60s or the 70s.
Yeah, around 60.
And so it was dedicated. It was built in honor of the former president. And we know he does have a foundation. The hospital lies in ruin because of civil war and and mismanagement. I am the representative for this district. This hospital carrying this name is too important to you. It's too important. It's too important to you. It's too important to us. We do not want to have something here with John F. Kennedy on it that looks so disheveled.
It's a death trap, yeah.
How can you help us to modernize? Brother, that's how you make it. When you have the foundation stepping up and say, what do you need? Because they're doing it because it's going to be a tax benefit to them as well. But if you just have representatives that just sit over there, I don't want to say their name, they just sit over there and they don't even care about the hospital. When they get sick, they send their family to Ghana, send their family to Cote d'Ivoire and different places. They care less if that hospital goes up or if that hospital burns down in flame. They don't. That's what I'm saying. Fix it once you have. And look at our airport. The reason we were on that list that came up when President Trump first took office, the reason we were on that list was because of some of our inspections we do at the airport, some of our safety things at the airport, and they asked us to correct that. And some were actually because of our diplomatic passport being given to people, and they said fix that. If you can take that airport and you make that airport bigger and you make that airport nicer and you modernize it, bring it up to standard, flights will not be afraid to come to your country. But if they come into an airport that when they're landing at night, sometimes electricity is off, that's not infrastructure. People will not want to fly over there. So that's what I mean by fixing the ones you have instead of now saying, oh, let me go build a new hospital in Monserrado County because JFK is already in ruin.
Or like the way our president did the military hospital he built and things like that, which was a great thing. But again, like you're saying, if you build something and you don't have plans to even run that thing. Now the question here, right, after we have built a military hospital, is the Waka administration using it as a public facility now to help to support that facility, or are they going to walk away from it like most politicians do in Africa and say, since we have built this thing, we're not going to support it and we'll let the hospital go in ruin? So coming back to the JFK thing, I think that's a brilliant idea, Sharif. And I will talk with you outside of the show so we can try to see what we can do to help in that case, because sometimes I think we have people that are in position that don't know the value or the weight of their job, right? So it behooves us who are smart outside, and I think when you say you're looking from outside in, you see more at times than the people in, right? So I think we as a platform can reach out to this guy and say, hey, this is an opportunity for you to do better, for you to be one of the most change maker in this place. And if you even answer our phone, that's the first place. Then from there, then we can propose something like this to him, you know. And if we can do him the just make the effort to reach out to the foundation, get that information, and then help him to make that connection, I think it will be a great thing for Liberia to rise too, you know. So I will challenge you and myself and all of us on the platform to see if those are some of the things we can do, you know, because that will help the country and we all will benefit, you know. And JFK, the training process that goes on, all these things, that's you know, I will tell you something that happened. The Liberian nursing paper or some accreditation was blocked in the US a few years ago. I don't know if it's been lifted, right? There was a program to bring nurses from Africa around the world, right, to bring them to the US to practice in these nursing homes and other places. I was working with somebody, and then the person said, oh, I cannot complete this program anymore because the person running the program told me that Liberia has been banned from this program, from participating in this program, because our nursing program is not accredited. You understand? So imagine that the whole country is being denied. All the students that graduate from nursing program are being denied from their country to say, hey, you can't travel to this country because your program is not accredited. So partnering with JFK and making our medical system one of the most renowned like it used to be in the past. You know, I'm a benefit of JFK because I went there, I saw a doctor, and today because of that person's intervention, I'm still alive, I'm still normal, right? So I when JFK was up to par, right, it was a good place to go for treatment. You understand? But today, like you're saying, you and myself will question ourselves if we even walking in there for treatment or sending our family members. So I think it behooves the government, like the rescue mission, all the things that they are doing, even part of this thing, the homecoming they had, some of the things like say, hey, some of the projects we are doing is to improve JFK, is to make sure that you have medicine when you need medicine, and you got to go to the hospital, then you have to carry your own medicine and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Who leads those efforts? Is the government, right? The government have to make sure that all the drugs coming in the country are of value. And
Yeah.
if the government is not doing that, then it left with the person who bringing drug for profit to decide what quality of drugs they bring. And that person is not going to go research that. The government have to research that. So I think that's an excellent point you make. And we have to watch and see, right? We have to wait and see. Hopefully, the members of the party that attended the homecoming, I hope they saw something good. But if they didn't see something good, they should be reaching out to their leaders and say, "Oh, all that talking you did, we're not seeing nothing. We're not seeing fun." So you need to do something. You need to do something to improve our lives.
Oh, all right. All right, guys. Well, I mean, basically, we're just here running our mouths on the United Party homecoming. If you missed any part of the broadcast, I hope you can go back and check it out. We got about 2 minutes here to wrap this thing up. But another thing that they actually had intended to do with this whole homecoming was also about membership drive. They want to get new members, so they want to get new people on board and all of that. And to me, at that point in time, I'm saying to myself, look, it was a little premature, uh, in my opinion. But again, that's you guys, however you run it. Political party, yes, it want to stay vibrant, it want to stay on top, but I still look at it to be like very premature. Because in my opinion, if you do right by the people, you vote. I mean, you do exactly what the people voted you in office to do. You don't have to go run campaign. You don't have to go do kakaleka thing. The people will still vote for you. That's what I know about Liberians. When it came to Charles Taylor, they sing some kind of song. You came my mind, you came my part, I will vote for you because they saw some kind of benefit was still going to come out. And, when it came to my Ellen, they were still singing my Ellen, they were praising her, they were doing all of that. They would go after you, they will vote for you. But if you're not doing right by the people, you're not doing exactly, and cost of goods and services still expensive. Unfortunately, the people will not vote for you. So I think in my head, as someone who sit here and analyze situation, I truly believe that the United Party knows that it is failing the people, it is not doing the right thing. So they want to be out there and show themselves as if they are still relevant. Because all the rescue they came to rescue, I think that train is stuck somewhere in Yekepa. It have not made it to Montserrat County and other parts of it. So that's my piece. I will let you to wrap it up and close the broadcast for today.
All right, thank you, Mr. Sharif. I appreciate you continuing to make this platform work and all the effort you put in to come up with these ideas for sure. So to our Liberians and to all the United Party members, you guys attended your homecoming event. We are just here watching from the outside. So the question you should ask yourself: am I getting a job after this party got elected? Am I seeing opportunities coming for me? The goods I used to buy, the food I used to buy for my family members, is the price going up? Those are the questions you should start asking yourself. And if all those things is no, then you should question yourself: is this a party that I want to continue to affiliate myself with? If they are in office and nothing is changing for us, our lives are not improving. The goods and services we used to get easily, we cannot get it anymore because, for example, to bring something to the port is too expensive. So Liberians are not shipping stuff to the port anymore, or people are not importing things to the port. So if those things are being difficult for people, then you want to ask yourself if it's a party you want to affiliate yourself with. But if things are improving for you in your own little corner, where you don't have to know the president, you don't have to know the president's son or the president family member or even government official to get jobs, to be able to find job, to change your life and your family life, then this is a party to stay behind. But I will encourage you people, I will tell you, if this party, all that homecoming thing they did, if it was just to say, oh, we are in power now, just follow us because we are in power, then I think it's the wrong path to take. So you want to follow them because they are making a change in Liberia. You want to stay with them because they are making change in Liberia. And if that change is not happening for you, start looking for somewhere else to go. Start looking for a different party to affiliate yourself with that will hopefully do better for Liberia. On that note, I want to thank my brother, Mr. Sharif, to say thanks for bringing up the idea to have this discussion. We couldn't have the person we wanted to have on here, but I think today, even though our flower was a little silver, I think it was a good one. But so thank you so much, brother. You have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon. Oh, Sherry, one last question. If the election were today, will you be voting for the United Party, or you can't answer the question? Hey, you okay? All right, brother. Have a good day. All right.